Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. I woke up in a way better disposition today than I did yesterday because, like I said, the shit was rough yesterday. But last night, before I went to sleep, I released, because there's always a lesson, right? There's always a lesson to learn throughout the day. And yesterday, the theme was letting go of things that I have no control over. And just being mindful of that. Like, that was literally the lesson I had to learn. Literally. I don't have no control over how people act, what people do, but I do have control over what I do. And yesterday, I let other people affect my day, which we are not doing anymore. So, today's great. We off to a good start. We have a lot of things on the table today. In terms of we got a client in the morning for brows. We have 4 weight loss calls regarding Ozempic and tirzepatide. We have, what else is on my, I got therapy at 4, and then slight work on the webinar slides that I'm presenting, because I just got another gem to make life easier for you guys. So if you are already going to be in that webinar, 10 out of 10 recommend watch the webinar from a laptop and have your phone ready to execute, because this is not one of them webinars where I'm just going to tell you how great I am and motherfucking shit, how much money I make. That's not this not that. So don't worry. This is the kind of webinar where you are going to walk in one type of business owner and you are going to leave a whole another type of business owner. This is not one of them webinars where like, oh, this is how much money I make, and this is, no. This webinar is going to ask you to call on yourself, heal whatever it is you need to heal, face your fears, and execute. So bring your watch on your laptop, but more importantly, execute on your phone. So if you have not signed up for this webinar on Thursday, comment coins, because there's a lot of execution that you're going to be doing. And it's going to be, your damn Instagram is going to get an entire facelift. I'm going to teach you how to do it. And I'm going to teach you the work smarter, not harder way, because I don't want to work. I don't want to be known as a hard worker. When people look at me, I want them to be like, damn, she's smart. My goal is to not be a hard worker. I'm sorry. When I was younger, I used to want to work hard. I want people to know I work hard. Nope, not no more. I want to work smarter. That's what I want. And I want my kids to understand that shit too. So if you have not signed up, comment coins. Again, 10 out of 10, please watch from a laptop and have your phone in your hand, because I am going to be teaching you shit that's going to change. You're going to be changing these things. Anybody can join. If you use social media to grow your business, definitely come through. We're going to be doing everything related. Like, there's a framework that I do. It is going to be on Thursday, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So you're in the Bay, Pacific Standard Time, 4 p.m. And then 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is on Thursday. So anybody that owns a business, I do a lot of businesses. I own a service-based business, which is brows. I just opened a med spa. And then I have online courses. I own an online school where I teach women and men how to make money, how to create online courses. So it's going to be, I do a lot of things. But the funny thing is, the framework I use for every business that I have, whether it's in person or online. So that's what, if you guys already signed up for this webinar, I highly recommend you watch the webinar on the laptop and have your phone on hand, so that you, as I'm giving you a free game, you're able to execute it in real time. Everything that I'm going to teach you is a habit that I want you to create. whether we're talking about mindset, because I am going to be talking about mindset in that webinar. I feel like a lot of people are not where they want to be in their business, not because of their skill level, not because, you know, they think they're lazy. It is because they don't have the mindset of a successful business owner. That is an entire beast of its own. So I'm going to give you guys tips that I use to redirect my energy when I'm beating myself up, because you guys, all the things that you do, I promise you, I do them too. Or I've done them before, and I've overcome comparing myself to other people. In the beginning of my business, I used to compare my shit to other people all the time, which led me to not post anything, because I was so scared of being judged, or so scared of like, oh, my stuff don't look like her. Trust me, everything that you've ever thought about yourself, this is proof that I'm not extraordinary in any way. When you look at my profile and you look at my business structure, do not think like, damn, Jackie's so smart. Jackie got it all together. Jackie does not. I promise you, I'm an ordinary person. Ordinary as fuck. And the difference between me is I took every basic mistake that I could possibly make, I made, and I learned from them, and then I created online courses with them. So while half of the people on this app are so scared to share their mistakes, I shared mine and I monetized it. I share the good, bad, and the ugly. That's why it's so easy to be authentic, because I healed the version of me that was scared or ashamed or felt shame, guilt, embarrassment. I healed that version of me and said, you're fine. Just because you make mistakes does not take away from your value. Actually, mistakes is where wisdom comes from. A lot of people are so scared to make mistakes that they just stay in this box forever. But you know, when I was growing up, there's like OGs, right? And when we look at elder people in our family line, or if you relate gang related, there's OGs because they have wisdom. And that if you even look from a gang perspective, OGs that have done bids, that have done dirt, like they have wisdom to share. Grandparents, when they say those things that they went through, it's wisdom, because shit wasn't easy back then for our grandparents, right? But people are so scared to make mistakes because they're so scared to be judged. They're so scared of everything that they would rather choose a familiar hell than an unfamiliar heaven. Every day, somebody out there is choosing a familiar hell. So what does a familiar hell look like? Every day, you go and you do the same shit every day, even though you hate it, even though your spirit is breaking, even though you know your soul does not belong in this space. You will choose a familiar hell over a unfamiliar heaven, because it's too scary to explore things you don't know. And everything that we do, for me anyway, can't speak on nobody else's behalf. I, for a long time, walked this earth thinking that I just want to be happy. Everything that I do should make me happy. That's not true. It's not true. What I realized, every move that I made was in the service of my safety. I just wanted to feel safe. I just wanted to feel safe. That's all I wanted. And through feeling safe, you will understand, like, okay, so let's say you grew up. This is my Brody. Literally, no, that's not how we drive. So this is my example for safe, what I would do, an example of how I try to make myself feel safe. So when I was younger, I got bullied a lot. I lived in the Philippines for a while, and if any of my kababayan Filipino people on here on this live right now, they know how terrible some Filipino people can be, especially if you live in the Philippines. So I'm a darker Filipino. I'm considered morena. And when I'm in my motherland, I'm 10 shades even darker, because the sun loves me. I'm a sun goddess. But growing up, I got made fun of a lot. People made me feel like I was less than because of the color of my natural skin. They call it kayumangi. Like, I'm dark. I'm a darker Filipino. So a lot of the things that I did after that was to feel safe, right? So I stopped putting myself out there. Like the one thing that really, and this is a core memory, an older adult in the school, she was a teacher. We were having a parade, right? And she said, you can't be the queen of the parade. Reina of the Sagala. Reina is queen in the Philippines, and Sagala is parade. Okay? She said, you can't be the Reina of the Sagala because you're too dark. And that just stuck with me. So I grew up feeling judged constantly in different spaces. And I had a fear of being judged whenever I walked into a space. The way I went about healing that is, one, I'm going to choose to be around better people. Maybe I couldn't choose back then when I was a kid who I was around. But today, as 40-year-old Jackie, I get to decide who gets to be in my space. And when people make me feel uncomfortable, I can set a boundary and gracefully decline their shitty energy. That's number one. Number two, what I did as a trauma response to that experience was I stopped putting myself out there because I felt it was safer to be on this side of my bubble instead of like putting myself out there to be judged. My business really showed me you can't live that way. You want to own a successful business, you got to start healing all the shit of your past to make way for a better future. You can't let old ass teachers from 1987 or 1990 live in your head rent free, making you feel like you are less than over some shit you can't control. Period. And the funny thing is, all those girls that used to make fun of me in the Philippines, they be in my DMs. One of them even asked me for money. Can you imagine? Like probably a year or two ago, all up in my Facebook, talking about, hey, I hit rough times. I see you're doing well. Do you think you can wire me some money? Bitch, what? You used to make my elementary school hell, bro. Did you not forget? And it'd be those times where it's like these group of girls, right? And all you want is to just fit in. This is why I'm never rude to other women. This is why I will always fix a woman's crown. I don't give a fuck if you've been following me for a day. I don't care if you've been following me for 4 years. It don't matter to me. If somebody asks for my help, with boundaries, of course, I'm going to be a person to do that. But this is the main reason why I'm not like that, is because I've experienced the worst of the worst. Imagine like you're at school, everything is fine. All you did was go home and go to sleep, and the next day these group of girls are just rude and mean to you. Like, bitch, for what? All I did was go home and go to sleep and brush my teeth and come back. What did I do? That's what it's like to be bullied by other women. And that's why I would never do that shit. I would never be someone to switch it up on another person like that, like ever. So yeah, so it's funny because yeah, they come back, and there's other people, that have made me feel some type of way about myself, even in nursing school. They come back too. One of them even asked me for business advice. I'm like, oh, I still gave it to her because I'm not rude, but I never forgot. I remember, girl. I remember that one time and that one thing that you said that made me feel bad about myself. But hey, whatever. Hurt people, and you can always tell how happy a person is by the way they treat other people. So the next time somebody comes for you and somebody makes you feel like you're less than, trust me, they got shit in their heart and in their mind way worse than what you said. They're beating themselves up way more than they could ever do you. So if mindset is your issue, definitely comment coins. We are going to be talking about mindset and the mindset of a person that is going to see you to your success, because that's important. It's 100% important. You win in your mind first. If you already feel like this is not for you and you lost and you're like, no, this is not, I can't do this, blah, 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 it's a wrap. Anything you do after does not matter because you already gave up on yourself. See, people count out the underdog all the time. But what people don't realize about a solid underdog is that they hold so much power in their resilience. And let me tell you, resilience is 100% a fucking superpower, because your ability to be knocked down, your ability to get knocked the fuck down, manage to get up, dust all that shit off, and keep going. Some people don't have that. You think it's common because you've been doing it your whole life. You think like, oh, everybody just gets up when they fall. Everybody gets up when they get knocked down, because it's normal to you, right? It's normal to you because you've been doing it your whole life. But I promise you, not a lot of people know how to rally. Not a lot of people know how to rally after they've fallen. Not a lot of people know how to rally after somebody knocked them off their fucking pedestal. Not a lot of people know how to rally from coming from the mud. So do not, I'm telling you, do not disregard your ability to rally. Resilience is a superpower. 100%. Resilience is a superpower. And if that is you, and whatever I said just read, like, damn, that's me. I've been knocked down so many times and I was able to redo it, and I was able to reinvent myself, and I was able to, if that sounds like you, go put a cape on and put resilient on that shit. Resilience, because I promise you, there are a lot of people that have given up off one hiccup. Off one. But God's been showing you how strong you are your whole life. And yes, unfortunately, some of these lessons that come about, they hurt a lot, because your lessons in resilience could look like a business partner fucking you over. Damn, like now you got to go find a new spot. Now you got to rebuild. That's what strength looks like. God's going to show you like, hey, you don't need nobody. You got this. This is all on you. You don't need anyone. And it's going to be painful. But your ability to rally, some people will give up off that shit. Like, damn, I'm not meant to be a business owner. I got fucked up by somebody I trust. Man, people act real funny when money is involved. And I don't care if you've known them for years. I don't care how long you've known them. People start acting real funny with money, period. So that's going to be a lesson in boundaries. Do not bring family and friends into your space unless you have the heart to set real ass boundaries. Like, this is your job description. This is my job description. We are going to put it in a contractual agreement. We are going to put it in a legal operating agreement. So if we, somewhere down the line get confused about who is supposed to do what, we could always refer back to this contract. People think it's rude to have a contract when they do business with family and friends. I actually think it'll be the thing that'll save y'all's relationship if you start getting twisted with them. It is not rude, but again, you see, your business is going to show you how to navigate that, because it's not rude. It's not rude. It actually will protect both of you guys. But it takes courage. I know Jackie 6 years ago could have never said some shit like that, but Jackie today will put a contract right in front of you, and it'll be a fair contract. It'll be exactly what we discussed. We just need that shit in writing. That's all. You said you were going to do something. I said I'm going to do something. And this contract just says that we are going to stick by those words. No, it doesn't mean that I don't trust you. All it is a piece of paper for us to refer to unless there's some confusion. So, and that's something that I do with my mentees too. When they want to go start a business and open a salon, and they got their bestie. Can you hear me? Sorry, I got a call. Let me know if you can still hear me. If you can't, then I'm going to see y'all later, because I do have a client. Let me know if you can hear me. If you can't, you guys have a good day. No. Oh, yes. Thank you, Lavender Lash. But anyways, you know, that's something that I do with my mentees. My mentees, I don't tell them what to do, but what I do is give them options of what could happen. So I grew up thinking like, what's the worst that could happen, right? You want to be optimistic. However, when it comes to your business mindset, you got to think, what's the worst that could happen? And if it happens, will my business survive that shit? What is the worst that could happen? And if it happens, can my business survive this decision that I'm about to make? You better start asking yourself real quick what that shit means. And if you haven't, I highly recommend when you make a business decision, you include that sentence in your space. Okay, I really want to do this for my business. However, if I make this decision, what's the worst that can happen? And if it happens, will my business survive? That was a gem that Lisa from Brow Theory gave me in the beginning of my business. Because I was getting fucked over all the time in the beginning of my business. Number one, I had no business knowledge. Number two, I was operating from a friend space, from a love space. I'm not saying to be a dickhead, but what I am saying is you got to switch that brain over to business owner. You can't make decisions with your heart when it comes to business. It still has to make sense. Like, the one thing I do have is my passion project that I will never get rid of, and it's a single mother scholarship program. I do it every year. That I do with my heart. You want to operate on a heart, then have a passion project that you could love and pour into. But everything else outside of that passion project gotta make sense. Or you are not running a fucking nonprofit business. Unless you are, then, you know, shoot, girl, yes. That's why I have one passion project that I hold on to. And I give all my heart in that. Every year I select a single mom that I'm going to help start a business, grow a business. But everything else outside of that got to make sense for my business. This is not a nonprofit organization. You know? So you guys got to start thinking the same way. You got to switch that mindset to entrepreneur. You got to switch that mindset to healing. You got to switch that mindset to hustling. Healing and hustling every day. Every day is an opportunity for you to see what you could have done better. If you are still in the space where you're looking at other people, and what they did wrong, and damn, that person shouldn't have done this, but you haven't taken the time to move that mirror right in front of your own face, it's a disservice to the better version of yourself. I used to be the same way. I used to be over here like talking about other people, gossiping. That shit made me no better. I was still the same regular bitch I was that day because I spent the whole day talking shit about somebody else and what they should have did and how great. And that is truly why I stopped gossiping. That is truly why I stopped taking the time to do that bad behavior. Because it just made me know better. Isn't that crazy to come to that realization? Like, damn, I spent a whole day talking shit about this bitch and it literally brought me nothing. And that's how I used to feel better about myself. Like, if I got fucked over, I'd talk shit about her all day long. Instead of looking at myself like, damn, why did I get fucked over? Did I lack boundaries? Did I not set better expectations? Did I not speak up for myself when I felt uncomfortable about a situation? That's why. Talking shit about other people don't make you know better. And that's the prime example of why. And my business showed me that. Literally. No way. Talking shit about people. But my business showed me I don't got time for that, and it don't benefit me. It don't make me no better. All right, guys, I gotta go. Comment coins if you want to join the webinar. I will see you soon.